Gentlelady's time has expired. Mr. Van Drew.
Thank you, Chairman. You know, I guess the other side's trying to say here we never had a secure border. Never had it, but we know better. The American people know better. They feel it, they see it, they hear it, they see it in their neighborhoods. They're watching Americans get killed, cities decay, budgets explode in towns, cities, and counties, and in states. The president, this president, President Biden, changed that. Let's just tell the real story of what happened. He ran on it. He spoke about it. He bragged about it. He let Title 42 lapse. He didn't stop catch and release. And he didn't continue with the Remain in Mexico policy. He didn't do his job. I'm not saying he can do every single thing, but what I am saying is what people know, what you all know, which everybody watching this knows, it's gotten much, much worse with this president on purpose. Every hearing we have, and you know, let me say another thing. We're all debating here with our nice suits and dresses in a comfortable building. But meanwhile, people are getting hurt, people are dying, including because we're out of control on the border and the cartels control the border, including the illegal immigrants themselves. And we didn't even talk about the drugs today. By the actions of this president, we have increased, and it's true. I'm not exaggerating, drug addiction in this country with fentanyl. Every hearing we have, every report we read, every statistic we see paints the same picture. Our southern border is in crisis now, and it wasn't before. Under the Biden administration, more than 8 million illegal entries have changed and come into our country, and our global world looks at us as a laughingstock. And every day the administration refuses to act in a real way. In this fiscal year, we've already seen a higher number of illegal entries than any year of President Trump's term. That's a fact. Let's tell the truth. I'm fact-checking too. That's a fact. It's gotten so bad, it makes you question exactly how an administration could even look Americans in the face like he will tonight and say this. But when they ignore every law they can and dismantle every effective policy they can, there can be only one conclusion, and it's to change the country. And it's to change it in a way that you all can't deal with and you're not here tonight, but it's to change the Electoral College and to change congressional redistricting. That's the real world. This administration's policies not only failed the law, they failed Americans. And how many innocent Americans are they going to allow to be harmed or even murdered? And we can't fix it with half-hearted attempts. The Senate bill, a bill that doesn't build the wall, a bill that doesn't completely end catch and release, a bill that would pay hundreds of millions of dollars to NGOs that help illegals subvert our laws. It's a bad bill. The only thing worse than where we are now is to pretend that you do something, and I don't give a damn if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Don't pretend to do something and do nothing. That's what that bill was. It was a political tool. Tom Homan. Mr. Homan, in your view, why have the numbers of illegal entries exploded since President Biden took office?
Because he abolished every policy that we proved effective under the Trump administration.
We know the answer to these questions. Mr. Hamilton, the Biden administration claims it needs new laws to provide any help, any sources to fix the border. Is that true? Is it just resources?
No, and you cannot out-resource your way out of this crisis. You have to have policy changes.
Can you tell us, Mr. Hamilton, the most successful, real quickly, Trump-era policies and what the impact of the Biden administration ending them? I don't know what we're arguing about. He ended policies that were working. We were better then than we are now, and you can shape it any way you want. Never has it been a 100% secure border, but it was a hell of a lot better. And when you try to say that it wasn't, people know you're not being truthful with them because they just feel it all around them. But anyhow, can you tell us just real quickly a few of the most successful?
Look, some of the most successful policies worked as a patchwork. They worked with each other, tongue and groove, to ensure that we would dry up the number of people who were coming to the United States illegally, and that we would be able to adjudicate cases as quickly as we can in the United States and get people back home who don't qualify for anything. So that includes MPP, that includes asylum cooperative agreements, that includes other asylum reforms. The list goes on and on.
Quick last question, yes or no? Is the border worse off now than it was 4 years ago under President Trump? Mr. Arthur, I'll start with you, right down the line. Is it better off now or was it better off then? Period. Yes or no?
It was better off then, sir.
It's
Mr. Holman?
historically worse now.
Not that much better.
Not that much better then,
gentleman's-
okay. Still, you admit it's better, and that's hard, because you're the...
Mr. Hamilton?
Yes, Mr. Hamilton.
And then
We're done.
the gentleman's,
Better in some ways, worse in others.
It was far better under President Trump.
I yield back.
gentleman's time has expired. Ms. Ross.